It's raw.
Bingo streams?
79 bingo streams on mobile.
Whoa, what the heck is this? Oh.
79. Yeah, I'm all disappeary.
Dude, it's the Wumpus, man.
Wampus.
Why do I get more screen space?
Because of the way things are in life. What do you want me to do? Look at the cityscape.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
But now it's split. There we go. Is that better?
Oh, is it you don't have the space? Oh, no, you have the space.
No, I have the space. I just don't have the mental capacity to split things perfectly in the middle. But now I think it's pretty good.
My mental capacity.
Can't draw a line. Everything's different.
Oh, let me host you.
$20 says I don't crash. Who wants to take that bet?
I can't rightfully take that bet.
No, I'm just kidding anyway. We're not allowed to gamble.
Oh. Hey, so you like the tongue?
The tongue. Yeah.
The tongue, dude.
What do you think?
Beautiful.
What do you think? I think Twitch is cracking down on, more, even the streamers that I said were, they're allowed to lick mics and I can't have a lick emote. Like, they're cracking down on those streamers too that are like,
I think
kind of crossing the lines. Like,
I think it could be a slow roll, like stepping towards that direction. Like, let's impact some sexual emotes, right? Let's get rid of those, and then there'll be some crying for a little bit. We'll let that settle. Then we'll start impacting the streams. Maybe that's a play. I don't know, right? Because you always want to ease users into stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, first you mention it. You mention it a couple times. Then you do an action. Then you do another action. I don't know. Maybe they're just...
It's like they do everything else. It's like, slow. You can't hit everybody all at once with everything, right?
Well, you could.
Slowly do it.
Program it, right? They have like hundreds of engineers that work for them.
Yeah.
You need one engineer to do that. Or 100. It depends on their skill level.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like, all right, engineer team, we need to ban somebody tomorrow. We need you all on the keyboards.
So do you think they're trying to target more kids?
What?
Twitch. Like, why are they cracking down so hard right now, do you think?
Oh, like as a user base? Like they're trying to attract more kids? No, I think they're just, like, if they're on this path, they're just trying to mediate the platform and get to some sort of baseline that everybody can agree with.
Mm.
But of course, you've got to put pain onto the people that are not going to agree at some point. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to predict what the hell they're doing. Maybe that's the point. Because they talk. Like, you know how some of us think, like, Twitch is on its way out?
Mm-hmm.
From my observations, like, from the social perspective, I don't see it. Like, I don't see that they're on their way out. Because they're talking on LinkedIn. Like, they talk on all the socials about what they're doing.
Mm.
And they're talking about hiring and positions and, like,
yeah.
There's movement. And when you're on your way out, you don't have movement like that. You kind of stop doing things, right? So maybe they're on this path of, like, redemption, and they're trying to maybe garner a lot of attention by pissing a lot of people off, and then they're going to drop something big, maybe.
Interesting.
Regardless, we're here for the ride, right? Like, we're on board.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to deal with it. We'll comment on it. But I think being aware of... I do still think that if you're a creator, stabilizing yourself on multiple platforms is a smart play.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the state of the world right now, we don't know what's going to happen, right? Who knows if... I know this is probably unlikely, but Amazon goes out of business or something crazy like that. They spend too much on their dildo rocket, and they run out, and then...
But we have to penetrate the moon.
We do. I agree. Like,
and Mars.
We do need to penetrate the moon. But... yeah, we don't know. So anyways, just diversifying yourself as a creator, I think is still a smart play.
Yeah.
But, if they allow everybody, like if there's no more exclusivity and Twitch does build a strong product along that path, that's good. That's really good. That means you can like pop on YouTube one day, do some streaming, but your main show's on Twitch or whatever, right? Or you multi-stream or whatever. It just creates more availability.
It's true. I agree. But I don't know. I don't see. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna completely agree. But like with the thing, like you said, with the things Twitch are doing, I don't see them. I don't see Twitch going away. I don't think that's like ever gonna happen. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm
whatever,
crazy. I shouldn't say never, right? Or ever, or whatever. Like nothing's permanent. But
yeah. Everybody's still talking about it. Even the people who've moved away from Twitch and gone to YouTube are
Right.
still talking about Twitch.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
if it was on Raw or not, but like YouTube creators, live or not, are using Twitch content to create things. So it's like Twitch is over there.
Right.
And then, you know, I don't know if we've talked about it or I've heard others talk about it, but the only way, I mean, maybe not the only way, but like once creators actually start moving on their own from Twitch to other places, like right now it's like big creators getting contracts to move over, and then maybe that drives some of their viewers to be like, oh, you know, maybe I should do it too or whatever. Like there's an influence there. But yeah, until the big ones just start doing it on their own, I don't know.
Yeah. There's also something to think when a platform is as big as YouTube is, let's say a large creator moves to YouTube and grows even more on there. Does it become a point where you can actually no longer run a live stream? Like you're obviously it's live, but you're not running an interactive live stream because there's just so many people, right? Where Twitch is still a smaller community. And it's easier to build and have those one-to-one conversations in chat, right? If you have 100,000 people in chat, which I know right now that's on the high end for us.
Yeah. Well, the only way to engage, though, well, I shouldn't say the only way. It's not like these big streamers don't engage, right? It's like the Reddit thing with the pixels. You know, that was a great way to engage. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be like a one-on-one thing, but it's still going to feel like a community. Like your streamer is engaging with you because it's like, hey, my streamer said, let's do this, and we all did it, and then we're all celebrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just on a completely different scale.
Yeah, totally.
Like I don't know if I had. It's even hard at this point when you have 50 to 100 racers. Like it's hard to really engage everybody unless you do some sort of poll. Or something that actually does engage everybody, where everybody can be like, "Oh, I say this." I don't know. You know what I mean?
I say this.
I say this. I vote this. I say no, and like those things where it's like, "Oh, yes or no" to something simple, and then it's like you're kind of engaging everybody, but not a one-on-one or whatever. I don't know.
So yeah, it might just always be a different culture on YouTube than it is on Twitch, right?
Definitely.
And it'll just remain like that.
Definitely.
Which I think is great for the marbles community in general. Like let's just not say marbles. Let's say the interactive gaming community is like any game that comes up that's more about everybody playing along. Twitch might just be a better ecosystem for that. Because it's not only just, hey, play along, but chat it, type in chat and, we can interact and converse or whatever.
Yeah. Twitch just has too much. It just has too much culture compared to everything else. Like everything else it takes time to build up that culture.
You think it's because it's like a younger crowd in general?
Like on Twitch?
Yeah, the hip crowd,
I don't know. I have no idea on that. I think YouTube might be younger crowd. I mean, I think maybe I don't know, dude. That's tough. I have no idea. What's the answer to that one? Or is it just like everywhere? Like there's just ages all over the
Age
place.
demographics. Oh well, yeah. There's definitely all ages, but in general, like the main
Big percentage.
demographic, right?
Glizzy hot dogs?
Glizzy hot dogs.
I don't know. Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
We're just getting raw. If you guys want to get raw, bring something up. Is PvP going to TwitchCon EU? It's the first one.
No TwitchCon this
One
year at
and
all.
only. No TwitchCon.
Well, unless something changes, but traveling right now for Canadians is a nightmare. So, yeah, I'm still not interested in going through the traveling nightmare that it is. So, yeah,
Yeah.
and then budgeting. I think, just in general, I don't know how many people are going this year into TwitchCon in general.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how busy it'll be. I'm sure it'll have a large crowd, regardless.
Yep. Yep. It's a
You?
windy one
Are you
today.
going?
No.
Are you? No.
Probably not.
What's
I
your
would if it
reasoning?
worked out, but I'm having a baby. I don't know. Not that that's
But
like
that'll be a few months after, right?
yeah.
the-
So it's like it's that, and then I guess finances. I don't want to
Yeah.
spend the money. Traveling
sounds-
sucks too, like you. So it's like a mixture of a bunch.
But you're
I
already in the country, so
Yeah, but now I'm across the country. I'm like just as far as you.
yeah. But traveling within the states is so much
yeah,
easier
true,
than traveling
true.
cross border, right?
Yeah.
Because then you got to deal with both laws and all
Yeah.
that crap.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time outside this weekend. Actually, it was nice.
Good.
Yeah.
It's been nice outside.
Absorbing. Yeah, it was like our first like warmish day in the
Sweet.
year. Yeah. Sat out in the sun for like an hour, just like this.
Hell yeah.
Just absorbing
Gotta soak
it.
in the D.
Yeah, man.
You need it.
You do. It's true. Everybody needs a little D in their life.
Yeah. It's very interesting, the things that affect us. Just sitting in the dark for too long, and you start hating
Oh,
everything.
man. Yeah. God. Yeah.
And then you
hate
take a
each
day,
chair.
and you take a day, and you soak up some sun. You're like, I feel better. You take a shower,
Yeah.
soak up some sun. Like
Wait, what? Did you just say take a shower?
taking
and soak up some
taking a
sun?
shower helps you feel better too. If you're like,
Oh.
if you're feeling
Okay,
shitty
so it's
about
like taking
yourself.
a shower and soaking up some
Yeah,
sun.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Those are two good
gotcha.
things to do.
Yeah. No, they are. Yeah, and being active helps so much,
Mm-hmm.
which the sun, I find, enables me.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know how we, evolved, right?
We used to be a plant.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. And we're like, let's use the power of the sun. We need it.
We do. We do. So,
But it is bright.
the sun?
Yeah.
It is bright, yes.
So,
So we had the season launch.
yeah.
It was hype, man. I
It
think
was.
like the hype is still going. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it only the Gemmies? Or is it just in general like that time of year? Maybe it's the sun.
Maybe it's the sun.
Feels good out there, man. On the tracks and stuff.
Yeah. It does.
Lots of people playing Tilted.
Yeah. Tilted is great right now.
You rocked Tilted a bunch, right, so far?
Well, not a bunch. Twice. I played it twice. I played 2 runs so far. But like,
I think
which
your
is a lot for
opinion's
me.
really important.
no, yeah,
because you
I think
hated
it's great so
the
far.
Length, right?
Yeah, I think it's great where it's at right now, and when I play it more, I'll let you know more. But for right now, I'm content. I still think I'm only a 1 or 2 games in a row. Like that's just how I'm always gonna be. I'm never gonna be
Yeah.
able to sit there and just go all day Tilted. I just in general, I have to switch things up, just the same way when, even doing 100 races in a row gets to me now. I'm like, I got to switch it up. I got to do like redeems here or whatever, like something else and mix it up with, because there's just too much to do in marbles. That's where my brain is. I'm like, there's so much to do. I don't just want to sit here and do one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's a new record on MSLA too this week. 875 marbles.
I was one of them. He had all the names off, and I did the dev thing. I was like, yeah, I am.
I forgot to enter. I was busy.
Right, I messaged you and tried. He was even calling you out.
You're like, get in MSLA.
Could have been 876, bro. Who else wasn't there? Anybody in here not there?
There was a lot of people, man. I saw a lot of chats throughout like the marble community being like, "Oh, damn, I missed my drop," which is like, to me, that's so nuts because we're hitting 875 and it's not even like it's not it. Uh-oh.
What?
We just... Oh, was it me? I thought we just timed out. the stream was like...
No, we're not crashing. Don't put that...
Okay, good.
Don't put that...
I'm sorry.
What do you call it? Juju? Don't put that juju on me.
I
don't know what it's called.
But yeah, that's... Yeah, without it, with like that's not everybody, which is nuts. It's nuts to me. You still see so many people out there just being like, I missed, just like me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What if we had 1,000,000 marbles rolling? I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Just 1,000,000 marbles rolling. Something would melt, but...
Just going to like 2,000 would get crazy.
Yeah.
There's just so much. Unreal Engine 5 will help a little bit, but it's like the physics, it still just eats face. All the physics and all the collisions. We've thought of ways to optimize it. Like if you wanted to do a really large race, you could probably offload it to a server to calculate it. So you know the positioning and all the collision that happened. And then you're just replaying it. But that means you can never do redeems with those races or anything reactive. You just observe. It'd be 100% observation race, which is most of our races, right? Most people do it that way. Yeah. So there's still so much future to play around with. Like I want to get racing in the app. So like you could like do 1v1s in the app and like challenge people or like queue up into a matchmaking and 1v1 people. I think that'd be so fun.
That would be cool.
And then maybe you can like earn a point or something into the season.
My point.
Nothing. My point. Get a little point.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. We're a few stages away from tapping that mobile community from coming into the play, which I think would be really cool. Like I think we'll be able to get Bingo's going to have this first, but it's going to be like a list of active games and you'll be able to click into it and know who's live playing right now. So anybody entering the app ecosystem that doesn't know anything about marbles or bingo, you just see the list of player like games and you just go check out what's happening.
Right.
So I don't know if that's ever happened before where an app is, I'm sure it has. I'm sure somebody's tried it, but like where an app has tapped the actual like mobile community that doesn't come to the streams that often to come through and check things out. Because there's so many people who play on mobile.
Right. What are you saying? Like combining like putting Twitch into the app or just like something in the game where it takes you to Twitch?
Yeah, just a list that like shows who's playing and rolling right now, right? Like if you think about the flow of the app right now for both bingo and marbles is like when you go into the app, let's say you know nothing about the game. You know nothing of what's going on Twitch. What is there that is telling you anything about what's going on? Really nothing, right? So the thought process is all the downloads that we get that are just people thinking it's a game and trying it out to hop on and actually click through to come through some of the streams. Does that do anything for discoverability? I don't know. Like that could be interesting, right? Like imagine you have like hundreds of people coming to your stream a day through the app.
Yeah. That could be
So-
good.
Yeah, it could be really interesting. So yeah, that path is being paved right now for us. So I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
And then there was something else that popped in my mind. What happened this weekend? What else was there this weekend? I'm
Marbles?
brain dead. Marbles?
That was marbles. Yeah, I don't know.
I lost
Bax
it.
has an entry mode in the game this season.
Oh yeah, I snuck that in there with the update.
Yeah. He said it's related to the content he creates. Does this mean we may, at some point, see entry emotes for track builders that stream?
I mean, I think we can expect some evolution to the emote system in the future. Because there's a way we can set it up in the game to like, you have a slot to upload into. Well, you don't know. Sorry, that's incorrect. You don't have a slot to upload into. We can like allow you to define an emote for you to join with. And then there could be a way for that to work locally. And then there could be a way to send that globally. And we can like enable a way to unlock that feature. And one of those ways could be place well in a season. And when the map builder system revamps, we could probably automate a way that if your maps have X amount of plays currently, like all your uploaded maps, if they have a certain amount of plays or something, it unlocks that feature, or you have a certain amount of like category votes, things like that.
An unlocking type changing feature, you mean? Like kind of like the emote
instead
for
of-
the streamers, so like every season it would be like
what I'm
something
saying.
for yeah.
So we reworked that entire system so that we wouldn't hit you up at the end of the season and be like, yo, what emote would you like uploaded? We would like unlock that in your account and you'd be able to go right into Marbles and just pick which emote you want activated for your community.
Right.
And then that can work locally, and then we can create a feature to send that globally. It's totally possible. It's a little bit of work, but it's possible. So yeah, like the future is definitely bright, but we got to get there.
Yeah.
Nothing soon. What Bax does is like it's like a mixture of like his content creation plus his events and all this stuff that he's involved in. I just put it in there.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that emote stuff is like you could do so much with that. I'm surprised not a lot of people have tapped that system, honestly.
Like using an emote to react to some sort of something.
Yeah. Like more
with the stream.
more like bigger ways,
Yeah.
like games and stuff like that. It's interesting.
No one's thought about it, I guess.
I know things do it. A few games here and there. But yeah, I mean, the ecosystem's ramping up. Like we're doing, just like to change the topic a little bit.
I was gonna say I don't know if you wanted to talk about what you were bringing up
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
or get into something like that.
Yeah, just if you're a builder, if you're not a builder, but like if you're a content creator, if you're building with Marbles,
I
now is
welcome
the time
myself
to hit the gas
to
pedal,
you.
in my opinion. There's a lot. I mean, as you can see, we wouldn't be doing the Gemron extra point stuff unless there's a reason, and we're trying to ramp up into all these launches that are coming, and so I don't want to like call anybody out specifically, but try your hardest to do your best on your streams, because the things that are coming are going to layer with the people who are pushing the hardest so well.
Yeah.
So well. Like, I don't know how to express that in a clean manner. Like, yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm excited because if you want to push hard, there's going to be stuff to like really enable that. And it already is, in my opinion. Like, it just seems like it's all coming together nicely into like a really hyped summer, fall, winter season.
What do you mean by push hard?
In your own way, right? Whatever pushing hard. Like, I think this is what I think. Anything to hype up your community. If you're building up your community and doing as much as you can for your community, then you're going to succeed. If you start thinking like more just like, how do I get through this? It's going to be painful. I can see that world coming to light. If you're in that mental state of like, how do I get through this time? You're doing it wrong.
I see.
Yeah. Just like with
So
everything
what would
else,
what's the other side? Get through it or build on top of it?
yeah, like continue building. Regardless of numbers at this point. If you're not still thinking of building a boot, I did it.
He did it.
If you're not thinking about building like high,
Like the tallest building ever, plus a helicopter pad on top
exactly, dude.
and a penis rocket on the side.
Just like rock your community, rock their socks off, man. I think that's gonna be so important, and it's gonna like, I don't know, man. I'm just really hype of what's to come.
Yeah.
I see what's in the chamber, and it's
Well, that's
once
something
this
that's
blasts
super
off,
important
it's
too. Just being excited about stuff. Like, you can totally tell from myself too as a streamer and from watching other streamers, you can totally tell when like a streamer's excited compared to when they're not, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
And I guess not, you can't say like, not everyone is like super excitable all the time, but it's just one of
Well,
those
there's
things that
hype,
people
right?
notice.
There's hype, right? Which you can just fake.
Yeah.
But there's like the excitement of what you're building. Like, you don't have to be woo all the time,
Right.
but like the passion and excitement of what you're building. And I think that's important to have in your process. And you can note, like, the people who don't have that are going to struggle. And not just with marbles, but in the coming months, like if you see what's going on with the economy and just the world, in the coming months, the people who are building are going to be the ones strengthening their foundation. And the ones who are not it's going to be a struggle. And you might, I just think about the people who sit in their own little corner and are not building and are really unhappy of their place, right? That's kind of like the people I'm addressing is like, if you're unhappy, you got to fix that. You got to fix that problem because it's going to work against you, because we've had this boom in the Twitch, the Twitch
Welcome to Twitch.
ecosystem for like the past 2 years, right? We've had like, it's been crazy, the numbers on Twitch, right? And like online and the ecosystem, and it's pulling back slowly a little bit. So if you're not building to like strengthen your user base and to provide for them, you're going to struggle. So that's where like, and that's something I'm noticing too. Like, that's why I'm like pushing my gas pedal is like, we need to do a lot too. It's on everybody. It's on everybody in the ecosystem. But I saw a question in chat just quickly is like, what if you're playing to play? If you're playing to play, none of this really has any impact on you. Because if you're playing to play, you're already happy. You're having a good time. You're doing what you want to do. And that's it. Like, people who are happy and just playing, none of this stuff applies to you. Because you're just going to ride the wave no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you're here to play. And people who are here to play are having
Unless
fun.
they mean playing to play to like play, like you want to get on the leaderboard or whatever, but that's just part of the game that, I mean, as a viewer, obviously you can do it, but as a streamer, like there's just, you have to build. if you really want to do great as a streamer on the leaderboard, you have to build. You just have to.
You have to.
Which is the game. So if you want to play the game as a streamer, it's being a streamer and building. That's just it. But yeah, if you just enjoy playing to play, like, and you don't want to, you don't care so much about the leaderboard or whatever, and you get your coins from playing, and you like getting some coins from streaming to your small community, like, all for it, man. Play to play. That's what's up.
Absolutely. Yeah, like whenever we talk about this stuff, I feel like people who play to play chime in a lot and are like, "What do you mean?" And it's like, technically, it's like this conversation is not necessarily like in your ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because you're just jamming.
Because
People
like
who
for
just
me,
jam
I want
don't care about
to
anything.
try really hard as a streamer. I want to keep building. I want to keep growing as much as I can and keep coming up with ideas and stuff.
Yeah. And we go through our creative waves as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like ups and downs, and you just push through. Like, you ride those strong creative
I guess
processes
something
when
I
they
think
come.
about is like I like playing the game for other people. Like I like coming up with ideas that other people enjoy, and I enjoy them too, obviously. So it's like, as opposed to just like playing the game to win the game, it's like playing the game to enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah.
I still think about winning all the time because
Yeah.
I like it. I like the grind aspect too. Like, so many different things about marbles that I love. So it's tough because I have to balance being a streamer too, as opposed to just being a player. Because that's what I do. That's what I love. That's what I want to keep building.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to sustain, right? That's the thing, is if you want to do this full time, that's another conversation to have, is that like the people who are here to play are doing it normally on the off hours, right? Like, because they work or they have their main thing that they do during the day, and the playtime is playtime, right? A couple hours a day or whatever you have available. But the people who build, or like the people who content create and try to do this full time, you have to sustain. And this is something I'm going to talk about in that class, that business basics
Just
class.
real
that
quick, though, I want to squeeze in. I think you can also build as a competitor, right? It's not like that's where Twitch began, right? You can build as a competitor. It's not like you can't. Like I say, I still want to grind the game because I love grinding the game, but I could become just a mega competitor grind streamer and build my stream that way. There's nothing wrong with that. For me, though, I want to build in different directions. I don't want people to feel like if they're just mega competitor grinder that's not the way. I mean, we always say you have to go your own route, but I just don't want people to think that I'm like, that's not the way to go.
No, I think competition doesn't necessarily matter. Like, I don't think the competition in any game is what makes you a creator or not. Right? It's the reason you're there. It's like how you're doing it, right? Because if you're like,
So how you're building
you could be
around the competition, I guess,
yeah, build around the
as
competition,
opposed to
build
just
around what you're
playing to
doing.
play.
Yeah. If you're just playing to play, the people around you don't really matter. You're not building a community, right? Like, that's not your intent. Your intent is to enjoy what's there. The people who are building are trying to like create something around what they're doing. And so I think that's an important distinction, is that the competition, it plays into it, and being aware of how for example, how the marble competition can impact your growth and your potential of building because of what you need to do, right? The hours you put in. And if you're not prepared for that, that can work against you. But if you're prepared for it, it can work with you. Because hours online is good. In the streaming ecosystem, you can't argue against that.
Yeah.
Hours online is good. But it matters if it impacts your hours offline, which is like your mental state, your creative process. Are you creating content outside of just clicking live? Like, all these things come into play, right? So sometimes we often see people just start hitting that click go live button and just grind and just crank their faces.
That's why it's so good
no
if you can
content
create the
generation.
content from the stream, right? Like,
Dude, so powerful. So powerful. If you're just aware. All you need to be is aware of it and have a button on your stream deck or on your keyboard or whatever that quickly
getting into
creates
the
clips.
Yeah, it's getting in the routine of it. I've been making more clips recently, and I just need to stay in the routine of it, like myself, because I like to pretend that I can count on others. Not that I don't want to say that sounds bad. That sounds bad. I can count on others. But like sometimes there's clips that I want that people don't really realize that I want, maybe, you know? So it's like I got to go in there myself and get some clips.
For sure. Yeah, like you say something and you're like, yo, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And you want to grab it or whatever, right?
Yeah, I get some great clips from people, man. It's awesome. It's very helpful too. It's very helpful. It's awesome. I love when people do it because it's great. That's perfect. That's perfect content to pull that stuff, whatever it is, funny, epic, anything, stupid. Pull it out. It helps streamers so much. You guys don't have any idea. If you're a viewer, clip everything that you like. And edit it and give it a title too. Do all that stuff. Streamer's gonna absolutely love you.
Yeah. At least the ones who pay attention, right? Because then you go back through your clips. You say, oh, somebody thought this was funny. Somebody thought this was whatever, right?
Right.
And even though you may not have, it helps you give more perspectives to your content.
Right.
Right. And that's also handy. It's handy once you can tolerate it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
At first, as a content creator, it can be very challenging
to let people laugh at you or whatever, or
to
like
let people laugh at you, make fun of you, right? Comment on what you're doing.
Yeah.
That is so hard to get used to consuming.
I think. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's so like some people will come in and like. It's the balance for me. Like I think it's fine to poke fun at people or whatever, but if you're always poking fun and saying you're shit, loser, whatever, and not saying GG ever when something good happens or clapping, like go fuck yourself. That's it. Like it's fun to make fun of people for whatever, for losing, dying. Like that's a lot of the Twitch culture. Omega lol, you died.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dead again. But like when something good happens, you got to celebrate that too.
100%. But yeah, I think that's definitely part of the learning process is just understanding that there's just so many different viewers out there and everybody's going to layer with your content uniquely. And it's really how you layer back, right? If you come off defensive, and the reason I speak to this is like it took me a long time to realize myself and that.
Yeah.
I was like, just
It's
being
still
super
tough
defensive on
sometimes,
things,
man.
right?
It's still
You put
tough.
up a shield. Yeah.
It's still tough sometimes. Especially if it's like, you know, I think about this sometimes. Let's say it's a name in chat that they don't talk very often or something. But maybe they've been hanging around a while and they understand that, oh, Spootown, they poke fun at each other and they're just watching or whatever. And so then they come in with like one of their first couple of messages poking fun. And then my vision is like, I've never seen this person talk before. And they're like being a jerk. What if they just noticed the ecosystem and they're like, okay, now I'm going to chime in. And then I'm like, go fuck yourself.
They're like, whoa.
But maybe at the same time, that go fuck yourself is just me being me. Like, I don't know. There's times where I get heated, but by the end of the stream, I forget everything.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes people will message me and be like, sorry that, like, things got out of hand. And I was just like, what? What even happened? What do you mean? I just, like, go. I don't think about the stuff I do a lot, which could be bad.
Goldfish brain. That's what it is. It's not a singular person thing. It's the streamer goldfish brain stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's so much
brain.
going
That's
on.
what we call it.
Milkshake?
Milkshake brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
So yeah, I think all these things are very important, and it always pains me seeing people pull back off themselves for whatever reason, whether it be the competition, whether it be something they think they did wrong or whatever, or they just think they're not going in the right direction anymore, and they pull back and you just see the momentum fade. And you're like, man, you had so much momentum. So much, and just because you lost 10 viewers, you cut in half, or whatever the reasoning is, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think that's pushing through is the tough thing. Like, you see something slightly negative towards maybe something you're doing, like losing viewers or followers or something, and that gets in your head, and you're just like, it just kills it, as opposed to just pushing through.
Yeah, it's just assessing like, okay, what?
So then people
what am I
take
missing?
breaks then, right? They take long breaks. They're like, I need to get away from this. And then
Yeah.
it fades even more. Not that breaks are good, but, and we've always talked about, we go into these waves of like, whatever it is, the ups and
Creativity,
downs
man.
of
That's what it is.
creativity. Yeah.
You like, that's what everybody is in this space. I don't care if you say you're not creative, you're a creative. Like, you're creating. If you click start streaming, you're creating. Your face is on the stream. It's not, something's on the screen and you're doing it and you're working and you're trying to present something to people. Otherwise, you're just in a space, into an echo chamber, and nothing's happening anyways.
Yeah.
But we're all creatives in this space at our own capacity. And just to dive into this a little bit deeper is like, define your box. It's so important to define your box.
What's in the box?
If you don't understand your box and your creative box that you live in, you don't know what you're creating. So for example, like understanding your ecosystem, which is like, let's say you're a streamer, right? So it's Twitch, it's the games you play, and it's like OBS, all these tools at your fingertips, right? Understanding your box of creation can help you so much in directing what you need to get done. Because if your box is just I click live and that's it, you don't have a box. You don't really know what to do. You don't know where you're headed. And just over the years, I think it's so important to define that box. And the box, the corners of those box, like that's what the way I look at it is like in 3D space, there's like that, there's a box, right? A cube. And there's corners that connect with lines. Those corners are your tools. So like I said, it could be OBS, right? It could be Twitch, all the tools in Twitch, and learning as much about that box as you can. The more you understand each of those points, the easier it is to create within it. And I think that's what a lot of people miss, is they don't really know their box and they don't know how to like layer with it. So for example, to dive deeper into that is like Twitch channel points. If you don't understand that ecosystem, you don't know how to build with it. And you're just looking at it being like, well, there's a system, there's points, right? And I know people get points and that's it. But you don't know how to create within it. So then when inspiration comes into the brain, if there's no box to put that into and to wrap context around, you don't really know what to do with that inspiration.
Makes sense.
So I think that's
I hate creative blocks for things because I don't, because of similar things that I'm not like aware of or I haven't learned yet or whatever. So it's like I hit these blocks where I might have an idea and I'm like, how do I get this done? So I get it.
Exactly that.
And then I have to figure out, how do I get it done? Like, who do I need to contact? What do I need to learn? Which can suck sometimes. And you get like, I get to those points of giving up.
Yeah.
So it sucks. Or
That's
you just
why-
try to find a workaround.
That's why like going onto YouTube or even onto somebody else's Twitch and searching for somebody doing something with that information is so useful to you and can provide so much inspiration on your path.
That's
Right,
why
and
when
help
you
you-
find, if you're a creator, when you find something that like isn't talked about on the internet anywhere, that isn't explained anywhere, you learn that thing and then you do that. You create the video that you were looking for because obviously it's sought out information.
Yeah.
Just a tip.
Yeah, man. No, they're so important to just blast out into there, blast out into ether, so that if somebody runs into it, like they might even take it and use it in a way that you never even thought about, and then you see it and you're like, oh damn, and then you layer with that and just spirals out of control, and then so much creation from that.
The most views I've gotten on a YouTube video are from the talking about controls. So like I want to create more videos talking about controls because people are looking for it.
Yeah, man.
And then if I build that brand as like just some dingus who talks about controls and has little tips and tricks on marbles, like that's gonna build up if I keep making videos about that and people are looking for it.
Hell yeah.
Well, hopefully anyway.
Well, worst case, you watch it later down the road and maybe you notice something from it. right? Or during your editing process, you say something, you're like, you weren't listening. You know, when you don't necessarily listen to yourself when you're talking, you just kind of blast it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you might sit back and be like, huh.
Right.
Right? That kind of thing. I think that can come to editors a lot, is like you're editing something that you were saying and just re-listening to what you're saying, the context a little bit deeper. I think that's sometimes like when I say something, I'm doing this, I'm like thinking about what I just said. I'm like,
Right.
just reanalyzing it to like see if there's something I can extract out of it.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good. That's why people say rewatch your VODs and stuff in 2 times. I wish they had 3 times. But then also, you know, it's like we said earlier, making your own clips. I've tried. It's tough. It's tough to keep it going. But like I'm in the beginning of getting into this routine of doing it, is marking that. So then when you go into your VODs, you know where the marks are of like where something decent might have happened that you wanted to capture.
Yeah, totally.
Or even just to look at how maybe you didn't catch chat reacting fully, and you go, oh, I was doing something a little bit different here, so I go to that part of the VOD and see how chat is reacting to it, and okay, maybe I do more of that. Something.
Yeah, 100%. We got some Ross to dig into. We got like, we got a little bit of time.
We got one.
Oh, sweet. Easy peasy.
The other day, I got a streamer to try Tilted. However, the only reason she tried it is because she misclicked onto it, and I commented on the mode. Do you wish more streamers would experiment with the different modes? She was very hesitant to try Tilted because she didn't know what to expect. It ended up being really funny to watch, but it was level 1 and done. I love watching new tilters. That's a great thing about tilting. But then, you know, you get to that point where it's like they try it and then they're like done with it, or they're like, oh, maybe I'll try this again. I very rarely see people dive into it hardcore, but it does happen. Like when they first try it. Like they might go back and try it again, and then the addiction starts to build because it's like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get it a little bit more. But that first try can be very defeating. I understand that.
Oh yeah. See, I don't live in wish land. To me, if nobody's playing it, I know people are playing it, but if like people aren't diving into it, it tells me a couple things. It's like, it could be they don't really know our ecosystem. They don't really know what's going on. They haven't absorbed marbles yet, and it's probably best they don't dive into Tilted. Or
do you think it has something to do with
it's
the
not their game
streaming
style
aspect of it too? Because like maybe a lot of people that tilt they just want to play the game, right? They just love the game mode, but they kind of have to stream, I guess. I mean, they don't have to, but it's more fun to stream it with people and play with real people on the board than it is to just sim it offline. I guess that's the answer right there. It's just more fun. That's the game.
I think the reason people don't poke around the game a lot is because it's usually done live, and we know streamers are very quick and impatient with things, right? So like, what do most streamers know marbles as? Racing. Race with your community, right? Giveaways even. A lot of people just perceive it as that. And it's like, that's the way they perceive the game. That's the way they perceive the box right now, right? To go back to that box idea. It's like they don't understand the game, and they don't need to, right? Because it's not in their ecosystem yet. But as what we've learned is, as streamers poke around in marbles, they often go deeper. Slowly. It could take months. But that's to me, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that people are poking around marbles and it takes months to dive into. Like, I love that. That means there's so much content.
Well,
there's so much.
There's a lot at the just straight up at the surface, you know? Like, you can just hop around the streams and drop a ball and not think about anything, right? You know? Which is great. And then I find people will do that, and then they slowly, or they find it from another streamer, and they're like, what the heck is this? And they go check it out a little more. But, like, it is that small process of just, everybody starts just by typing play and being like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah. Exactly, man. And then it's like, oh, can I see this race on the game? And they get the game, and then they come to the Discord.
Control the ball?
And control it?
All those first questions tend to be the same. Now I know this has been talked about before. I feel like the more I think about it, and I don't even know what how this would work out or what it takes to do it, but the tilted game mode separate from Marbles on Stream game mode on Twitch.
Well, I've talked about that. Oh, like the category?
Right.
I don't know if the category is the solution. The solution is creating its own game if it's ready. Like tilted branching
on
off.
stream or something. But then that would
Just tilted.
But then that would create another game mode on Twitch, right? Or another.
Yeah, but to me, like that's a cause of of the fix, right? To me, that's if tilted were to take off, it becomes tilted. Like literally, I already like envision it. It's tilted. It exists on Steam or whatever, and it's its own game. And it, like, I even envision it where it doesn't have the whole shop and anything. Like you charge $10 for it. It becomes its own thing. It taps into the customizations and stuff if you want to, but like it's just its own little ecosystem.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough there just yet, but I do think Tilted's getting to a it's getting to a really good spot.
Nice. I think so too.
Yeah, and I think, Guru coming on board has opened my eyes to a lot of it and brought some life back to the game, like heavily. It is really fresh. Well, it is really good. It is push fresh, but it's really good to have somebody come into the ecosystem as like a dev with like a fresh feeling. Like they bring excitement back to the ecosystem, because when you start doing this for a long time, you need that. Like I'm still excited about the future of Marbles because I see a lot, but having like devs come in that are like just so like,
Hell yeah.
you just got that hype again, and it just invigorates everybody, and it's just so nice to see. All you need is a little spark, and then everybody can get lit up again, because everybody enjoys what they do. Like everybody at the studio wouldn't be here if they don't enjoy what they do. Like it's like a pretty big point for us.
You reciprocate what's going on around you too, So if if you're around people that are excited in building, like it's gonna get you excited in building. If you're around people who are naysayers and negative, you're gonna be a naysayer and negative. Like man. It's so crazy how, I mean, I guess it's not crazy, that's just how it works.
Yeah. And there's still it's like I'm so hyped about Marbles again. Like I think last year was just a rough time for me, just mentally and everything, and I just slipped into a weird spot. And just coming out of
I think a lot of us did.
2 years of the pandemic and shit. For me, that's a little bit of my cause and effect. It was layered with a bunch of stuff, but it definitely was like a wear down of me, and I just let it wear me down. That's another thing, right? Is like I let it wear me down. Instead of just keeping busy and building, I just let my mind get consumed by it, instead of just doing my thing. We always just do our thing. Anyway, so back to building. It's just like it's so important to just keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so easy to be dragged down, man. So easy.
Yeah. Sucks. It's so easy. And then once you start getting dragged down, it's just
you're
like,
sliding. You're sliding.
Yeah.
You gotta catch a branch and hold yourself.
Yeah, man. So like I hope like the future is bright. Anybody building on Marbles right now, I think has a very bright future.
Yeah.
However you're building, whatever my opinion is about cam on, cam off, left, right, it doesn't matter. Like all, rolling, tilting,
cam on building. For me. I don't care. I'll say it.
Whatever.
I like my cameras on, damn it.
Whatever our opinion is, as long as you 100% believe in what you're doing and you're like, yep, I'm crushing it, I'm doing my thing no matter what,
right.
It doesn't matter what anybody else says.
That's right. Because
you will crush
There's always going to be naysayers. Like we could be seen as naysayers saying we like cameras on,
Yeah.
So like say fuck you.
100%.
And do whatever you think is best.
Do your shit. Yeah, man. 100%. And I would I 100% respect people that tell me to fuck off. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I think it's healthy to say things like that as opposed to talking behind each other's backs or something like that,
Yeah.
But it's also good to just, I think, hey, I have my opinion about this, and if I'm talking to someone about it and they're just like, yeah, that's great, you do what you do, I'm going to do what I do, and then it's kind of like the conversation's over, I guess. It's like, yeah, we're just going to do what we're doing. If it works for us, great. I hope it works out, both sides, all that stuff, whatever you, like... There's things I do myself where I'm like, where I battle with myself. Like, am I making the right decision here? And I'm watching others do their thing and others do their thing, and everyone does their own thing differently. And that's why it's so hard to be like, am I doing the right thing here? Or,
Yeah. That's a great point to like elevate a little bit, is that there's no reason to allow other people to say no to you, because there's enough no from you in your brain, right? There's enough challenging in your own brain. You don't need other people to do it for you.
Definitely.
That's good. That's good. This is a good conversation.
Gathering clips will help a lot, having a YouTube account growing, I think. Can you talk about the current progress bringing the game to YouTube?
It was delayed. How can I verbalize this without...
But still, I think building content on YouTube with Marbles is huge. If that's if we know that YouTube, or that Marbles wants to go to YouTube in the future, like building YouTube out as a creator is definitely important. And that's something I'm thinking about when I'm coming up with these small little videos of just tips and tricks and controls, whatever. Like, people are going to be looking for this stuff. So if it ends up going to YouTube and I'm on YouTube too, then people already kind of know me for Marbles on YouTube, and there it is.
Yeah, there's definitely no reason to not build. There's definitely not a reason to not build. There's definitely...
Which means there's a reason to build, because you use 2 knots.
Yes.
There's a reason to build.
There's definitely a reason to build on YouTube and other platforms in general.
There's definitely not a not reason to build.
Definitely. Oh, man, I'm so dumb.
Yeah, you worked through it. Which creates
but for
intelligence.
us, yeah, we got delayed on our like YouTube, Facebook stuff because just some other incentives came up. Not other incentives, a better platform to build on. So we were basically building that entire account system and data handling all ourselves, which would have been all on the back of one person, basically. And I think, and what that would enable is growth of the game and ecosystem. So let's say at the minimum, by us launching on 2 other platforms, YouTube and Facebook, triples our user base. Our current data handling couldn't handle that, and we'd see a lot more like race faileds and stuff like that. And instead of like completely building it ourselves and throwing one person underneath it to like maintain it and be on call to like if there's outages and stuff, it was being built, and I made the call to slice it and put it on the back of another company we're working with, which is Stream 6, who's building Bingo, right? Who's helping us build Bingo. So if we can build Marbles on top of Stream 6, it's a much better ecosystem. Plus, it'll take the game from a client authoritative standpoint to a server authoritative standpoint, which I know probably a lot of you don't really care about that stuff, but it's just essentially, it's just safer for data, and we'll also be able to do more stuff off that. So with viewers, we might be able to do more prizing and maybe like a better battle pass idea kind of stuff where like we're rewarding you guys more because we're not so concerned of automation.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, like it's probably like a 6 month to a year delay, sadly, but the outcome I think is stronger, because essentially what that does, it allows you to play through the app and all this stuff instead of just having to play through chat. But we will still keep that. We'll still be able to play through chat. But the idea will be that everything will just be, it'll be a stronger ecosystem. And then it should enable us to be able to build strong websites off of it. So we can put all the data on the website. Maybe you can race through the website and everything. So yeah, that's what happened there. So short-term pain, and you know, like that's a really good example. It's a really good example of like feel good. It's a really good example of sometimes having to make a cut of something you've worked really hard on, because
for the greater good.
You know that you can do better, right? Yeah. So
it can hurt, but for the greater good.
Yeah. For the greater good.
But yeah, I mean, they say like short-term pain for long-term feel-good or whatever, and then it's the opposite if you do the short-term feel-good, long-term pain type of a thing. Does that make sense? Eating burgers short term is nice, you know, but if you feel like shit later, eat a salad. I mean, salads are great, but you know what I mean? It's not as great as some people would say burger or nachos or whatever, because it just they taste better. But then long term, the salad's gonna make you feel better than a greasy.
Yeah. You're gonna have raging diarrhea.
Yeah. Being lazy, hanging out and being lazy, wanking off, you know, that's short term pleasure, chilling.
Right.
But later on, you know, you're gonna have aches and pains. You're not staying limber, so work out, short term pain, long term feel good.
Facts.
Yeah. We got one more, and we got to end it. Another different streamer, but Agent was there for it. The streamer clicked on the first recommended track and ran it. It was generic, and she asked, well, if it's not a good map, why would it be recommended? Well, everyone's opinion of maps are different, right?
Yeah.
That's why at the end of the map
Do we
you
need
vote
to comment
no.
on those? Do we need to comment on that system again, where that's being reworked?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
like it's like we've been talking about this for so long. It's like
Yeah.
that whole system's being reworked.
People just need things now, though, man. We
Yeah, now.
can't keep
Do
talking
now.
about stuff. We have to do it. I don't know. Well, what's the solution to this? Do we just keep answering it? Because like that's
Sure. I mean, you said it's from Agent.
no, it's from Azeroth, which Azeroth knows too. But wait, or was that from? I erased the thing. It might have been from something about Agent in there. I don't know. But yeah, I mean.
Agent was in the stream with you? What does that mean? Does that validate it? Does that make your statement stronger? I was in a stream with Spooo, Agent, Tiara, and the streamer clicked play and hated the game.
He recommended she avoid the recommended. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Sure. That's Agent's opinion. People in the studio are allowed to have their opinions on people or on the game and stuff, and
but yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's like all this stuff is getting worked on, you know.
yeah, like the whole map builder system is being revamped. So like right from the ground up of how we build, the voting, like it's not going to be yes and no anymore, and then recommended will reflect some sort of, maybe there'll be a recommended of each type of race, and there'll be like the currently most played map or something like that.
I would have suggested try other maps. Not just avoid the map. That would have been me. I don't know. Don't avoid the maps. Just try another map. Oh, you don't like this one? Guess what? There's thousands of them.
Yeah, go click around.
Yeah.
Like, don't judge a book by its cover by one map, right?
Yeah.
Don't judge all builders by one map or whatever.
There must only be one community track builder, and that's this person that I didn't like their map.
Yeah.
So I will never try another. But yeah, I don't know. I also think,
Maybe,
I
like,
mean,
maybe
so this
simple
goes
maps
into
are good
something.
for
I know we
entry-level
don't
people.
have much time, but this goes into streamers just doing whatever the hell they want and not listening to the viewers and being like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
Streamers are too weak, man. I'm sorry. Or maybe I'm just an asshole. I don't know.
No, it is.
But
'cause,
also,
like,
viewers are too pushy. We
Too
all got
needy.
our problems.
too needy.
Too needy. Let the streamers do what they want. Unless they're clearly asking for guidance or lost or something.
Yeah.
But then even then, I don't know. Everyone's always going to want their streamer to like play the game in a certain way, right?
Right. Go play Tilted.
Yeah.
I love Tilted, right?
Yeah.
It gives me lots of
Especially if they're looking lost. It's like, okay, now's my chance to slide in and be like, hey, go try some maps over here and turn
Yeah.
on redeem mode. And I don't know.
Yeah, like that's like there's so much, right? Like once you turn on redeem mode, that changes everything.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sure we triggered a lot of people today. That's good.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
there's
a good
always
day.
viewer pressure and I don't know. There's
There'll
always
always be
streamers
viewers, yeah.
lost, not knowing what to do, looking to, well, what's the next piece of content I'm going to do? Like, what do people want? And then the people are there to tell them what they want. So there's always going to be that. But then I think the more rare thing is, maybe not, because this is what all the biggest streamers do, is they just do their stream. You know, they're not listening to the viewers. They just do their stream.
Yeah.
Right? So the less maybe the less you listen to your viewers, the more you're going to grow to be a bigger streamer because you're just sitting there creating content instead of like asking, what should I do? Viewers, what do you think I should do? You guys, should I do this? Should I do that? Just fucking do it. and then see how they react to the doing.
Yeah.
These are just the things I've noticed.
All my redeems, all my like alerts and stuff, I don't hear them anymore, eh? It's this new experience I'm trying. It's called ignore the viewer.
The dono wall? Have you seen the dono wall emote? It's just a guy talking to a wall, like. Well, sometimes you have to do that. Like Raw. Like, we used to pay attention too much, I think. And now we've gotten into more of like, let's just talk. And then sometimes we look and we react. And that's what the Raw is there for. If people really want to get something through, that's what the redeem is for. True. And then we might not get to it right away, whatever. Like, that's just part of it. But
just gotta blabber, man. Just keep
like
blabbering.
It's such a learning process, man. It's such a learning process.
Years in the making, right?
Yeah. Because it's good to please your viewers. It's good to give them what they want. But there's so many people that want different things. So if you provide a control, this is what I do. This is my stream. Boom. If you don't like it, then leave. And then it's like, okay, no, you're not bouncing around of like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I just do it? And I think I'm passionate about this because I have this problem too. Like, I want to please everybody. I want to, what is your guys' opinions? I do like to do polls and whatever and see what people think about stuff if I'm going to make a decision. But it's also like that. I heard this is a good parenting thing, right? Instead of giving your kid a billion options or like, what do you want to eat? You go mac and cheese or hot dog. What do you want? So there's the poll situation for all these kids in chat. I know we're not all kids, but you know. I have an idea for two things. Do you guys want to see me do this or this? Boom. Instead of like, I don't know. What do I do?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. Guide the finger.
Yeah. Guide the finger. Guide the tip. But I think it's better to do it live. As opposed to, I don't think Twitter polls are bad or anything outside of Twitch is bad. But if you're confused, if you're like, oh, should I stream this game or this game? And you put a poll up, I don't think that's as good as something that you're already doing live and making a decision about. I don't know. These are just my opinions. What the hell do I know? But
it's a way of doing things. It's an idea.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
I think you should be confident as a streamer and being like, I'm going live with Overwatch. And we're going to do some, I don't know.
It is better because people are gonna be like, I hate Overwatch. I'm not watching you again, and they're literally on your stream waiting for you to go live.
Yeah. Yes. All right, let's go raid somebody.
You go to raid marbles. They like NFTs.
No. God, freaking. He's got the arm out. So yeah, like that's a thing. People just don't want to support marbles because you like NFTs. There's not even NFTs in the game.
Not even in the game, but I love it.
Holy shit.
Keep adding me, bro.
Holy shit. Let's see, I'm not even gonna check this person out. I'm just gonna go.
Oh.
What do you guys think? Yeah, Twitch is cracking down on things, so be careful, guys. Anything slightly sexual or definitely DMCA stuff, like they're cracking down harder. Don't get too naked. Don't show nips. I don't know. Read the TOS.
Or just do things until you get banned and ride the wave.
There you go. There you go. Actually, I may have been here before. This guy looks familiar. But thanks for coming out. Pixel, thanks as always.
Hell yeah, bro.
Go spread that marble love. Have some fun out there. I'm probably going to be... I got to work on this. We didn't crash today. No OBS crashes.
Yeah,
so we'll see if we fix things. Yeah. See what happens tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to be working on more of that tonight. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, I'm not allowed to lick the marbles, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But Pixel put a licking ball thing in the game, so
Nobody takes the lick emote away from me.
all right, guys, take it easy. Thanks again. See you
Take care, everybody. Have a good
tomorrow.
week.